Welcome to our webcast on Gamefied financial wellness and consumer preferences. The content of today's webcast is drawn from our workplace finance research services, which explore the digital platforms available from financial wellness, HSA, and equity plan providers, providing real-time reporting on trends and platform developments within the digital space in the workplace benefits areas. Workplace Finance Monitor is part of Corporate Insight, which has been delivering competitive intelligence, user experience research, and consulting services to the nation's leading healthcare, insurance, and financial institutions for the last 30 years. Today, we'll be discussing financial wellness, and more specifically, the role of gamified elements within financial wellness platforms. Gamification elements, such as scoring systems and competitive play, are increasingly popular across a wide range of industries, including financial services, workplace benefits, healthcare, retirement, and even fitness. Little wonder, given the wide popularity of video games. In 2022, over 80% of internet users across the world played at least one video game of some type. And in the US, the mobile video game market alone reached revenue of a record $41.7 billion. Financial wellness providers are clearly attempting to capitalize on the popularity of video games to compete in an increasingly competitive market, transplanting elements from classic video games into their own digital platforms. But are Americans interested in gamified financial education and planning? And if so, which gamification strategies are most likely to drive engagement? Corporate Insight attempted to answer these questions and others with a survey of roughly 2,000 respondents that we fielded in 2023. To the right, you can see a breakdown of our respondents in terms of generations and income. We asked respondents about a variety of topics, including their financial situations, their video game playing habits, their feelings about the integration of gamified components within both financial planning and education, their usage of employer-sponsored financial wellness programs, their usage of video games in general, and their usage of personal financial management platforms, such as Rocket Money or Mint. Given the small percentage of American adults with access to employer-sponsored financial wellness programs, personal financial management platforms provide us a proxy and allow us to better gauge the attitude of American adults towards the integration of gamification within financial wellness and education. The first key takeaway we'd like to review with you today is that respondents were mildly positive about gamification in financial planning and education. We asked respondents two distinct questions. First, we asked them whether they thought financial planning or education was too serious for game-like elements. As you can see from the graph to the right, the vast majority of respondents were neutral, with 39% neither agreeing nor disagreeing, and the splits across the agreeing and disagreeing sectors roughly even. When we gave this question a slightly more personal spin and asked participants whether game-like elements would make financial planning or education more engaging for them specifically, answers were more positive, with 46% either agreeing or strongly agreeing with this statement, suggesting that while respondents may be hesitant to suggest gamification is applicable for the wider population, they are more open to the concept when they think about themselves and their personal preferences. The second key takeaway we'd like to highlight for you today is that usage behaviors suggest that gamification can effectively drive engagement. When it comes to video games, we found that our respondents who play video games tend to play them frequently. As you can see from this graph, of the 78% of participants who play video games, 46 reported gaming daily, and 33% reported gaming at least several times a week. But does this mean that gamified elements transplanted into a financial education or planning platform are going to create the same engagement effect? Our next graph suggests that yes, it does. Of the percentage of participants that use a personal financial management app, 58% describe their personal financial management app as containing some type of gamified element. Of those, an impressive 87% reported logging in to that app specifically to check their score or points total, suggesting that the engagement-inducing behavior of gamification elements does indeed transpose into personal financial management apps and more broadly into personal financial education and wellness. The third key takeaway that we'd like to highlight for you today is that video game usage habits show that mobile experiences are generally the norm. We asked participants which type of devices they generally use when gaming, And the responses made it clear that mobile devices are the most popular across all generations. 81% in total reported playing video games on mobile devices, whereas just 55% reported playing on consoles, and less than half, 38%, reported playing games on their computer. It's important to note here that mobile devices were highly popular across all generations, suggesting the wide appeal of gaming on mobile devices. Confirming this analysis, when we asked participants which types of games they generally play, by far the most popular were casual games, i.e. mobile games, similar to Candy Crush or Angry Birds. Again, mobile gaming experiences were widely popular across all generations. And it's important to note here that casual games, again, such as Candy Crush or Angry Birds, were the only type of game that Boomer and Gen X generations were more likely to play than their younger peers. While the clear appeal of mobile gaming means that financial wellness firms need to think very carefully about how they apply gamification elements to a mobile experience, most of our coverage set provides more gamification elements than they do mobile capabilities. In fact, native mobile apps are fairly rare across our financial wellness provider coverage set. Financial Finesse stands out in this regard, as it offers a fully native mobile app that replicates the entirety of its website experience. As you can see from the screenshots to the right here, the mobile app home screen presents an overall holistic financial wellness score to participants. It offers them milestones to recognize their achievements as they consume media and advance their education. And it uses a level system to allow them to understand their overall progress through the program. The last point we want to drive home is that in addition to specific preferences around devices, participants have clear preferences when it comes to the type of gamification elements that they prefer. We asked participants to indicate their interest in 7 different gamification features, which we can bucket into 3 general groups. The first are abstract achievement-based awards, such as earning badges or leveling up. The second are holistic personalized assessments, such as financial personality quizzes or financial wellness scores. And the third are real-time competitions against peers for tangible rewards, such as competitions for a cash prize or vacation days. As you can see on the graph to the right, competitions for tangible prizes were the clear favorite from our respondents. Nearly half were very or extremely interested in cash prizes, while 38% said the same for vacation days. Of note, financial wellness scores, likely the most popular gamified element across our coverage set, rated 3rd from our respondents. Before you leave us, we'd love to review the key takeaways from today's webcasts. First, respondents were generally open to the concept of gamified financial planning. Particularly, respondents were more likely to be open to gamification when speaking about their personal preferences, rather than ascribing to the preferences of others. Our second key takeaway is that respondent device usage suggests that gamification can effectively drive engagement. Specifically, an impressive 87% of respondents who use personal financial management apps, such as Rocket Money or Mint, that include gamification features, reported logging in exclusively to check their score or point total. Our third key point is that video game usage shows that mobile experiences are generally the norm. Mobile devices were by far the most common device respondents used to play video games, while casual games, i.e. mobile games, like Candy Crush or Angry Birds, were also the most popular and had particular appeal to older respondents. Finally, respondents are particularly interested in gamified elements that have tangible prizes. Competitions for cash prizes and vacation days were by far the most popular hypothetical gamification feature, followed by financial wellness scores, the most common feature included in our coverage set. Thanks for joining us. If you're interested in learning more about our workplace finance research services, please reach out to the contact listed on this slide.